shield in space. A $175 billion gamble. As Trump's Golden Dome rises, so does a new race for control. Bezos moves in. As Trump moves beyond SpaceX, and Washington quietly reorders its orbit. This is VERTEX. Is this America's next Iron Dome? Or a political weapon in disguise? As the United States barrels into a new era of missile defense, US President Donald Trump's multi-billion-dollar Golden Dome project is taking shape. But behind the shimmering promise of a $175 billion space shield lies a sharp political rupture, corporate rivalry, and a quiet recalibration inside Washington. According to a Reuters report citing 3 sources familiar with the matter, the Trump administration is expanding its search for partners to build the Golden Dome missile defense system, courting Amazon's Project Kuiper and major defense contractors as tensions with Elon Musk threaten SpaceX's dominance in the program. The shift marks a strategic pivot away from reliance on Musk's SpaceX, whose Starlink and Starshield satellite networks have become central to US military communications. According to the Reuters report, 2 of the sources said,
Pentagon and White House officials had begun exploring alternatives to SpaceX, wary of over-reliance on a single partner for huge portions of the ambitious $175 billion space-based defense shield.
Once the undisputed backbone of the Pentagon's space ambitions, Musk's SpaceX is now facing a cold front from the very administration it helped fuel into orbit. It comes amid a deteriorating relationship between Trump and Musk, which culminated in a public falling out on June 5th. Even before the spat, officials at the Pentagon and White House had begun exploring alternatives to SpaceX. The officials confirmed that despite these developments, SpaceX remains well-positioned to secure significant portions of the Golden Dome project, particularly launch contracts.
Due to its size, track record of launching more than 9,000 of its own Starlink satellites, and experience in government procurement, SpaceX still has the inside track to assist with major portions of the Golden Dome, especially launch contracts.
Reuters further reported that Pentagon and White House officials have started looking into alternatives to SpaceX, concerned about depending too heavily on one company for critical parts of the $175 billion space-based defense shield.
While SpaceX remains a frontrunner due to its unmatched launch capabilities, its share of the program could shrink. Officials have reached out to new entrants like rocket companies Stoke Space and Rocket Lab are gaining traction, and will be able to bid on individual launches as the program matures. Later in the development of Golden Dome, each individual launch is going to get a bid, and we have to actually give bids to other people besides SpaceX.
Golden Dome's ambitions mirror those of Israel's Iron Dome, a homeland missile defense shield, but a larger, more complex layered defense system requires a vast network of orbiting satellites covering more territory. In the search for more vendors for the satellite layers of Golden Dome, Kuiper is a big one, a US official said. Meanwhile, Trump administration is reportedly approaching Amazon.com's Project Kuiper and major defense contractors partners to build the $175 billion Golden Dome missile defense system. Project Kuiper, which has launched just 78 of a planned constellation of 3,000 low Earth orbit satellites, has been approached by the Pentagon to join the effort, signaling the administration's openness to integrating commercial tech firms into national defense infrastructure and going beyond traditional defense players. Jeff Bezos, Amazon's executive chairman, told Reuters in January that
Kuiper would be primarily commercial, but there will be defense uses for these low Earth orbit constellations, no doubt.
Amazon's Project Kuiper, a $10 billion initiative led by former Starlink managers dismissed by Musk for slow progress, has lagged behind SpaceX in deployment. But its potential defense applications, such as communications that could aid missile tracking have drawn renewed interest as the administration prepares to allocate the first $25 billion tranche of funding authorized under Trump's sweeping tax and spending bill. Traditional defense giants Northrop Grumman, Lockheed Martin, and L3 Harris are also in talks to support Golden Dome, L3. Harris CFO Kenneth Bedingfield told Reuters in an interview the company has seen a surge in interest in its missile warning and tracking technologies, which are expected to play a key role in the system. Meanwhile, a new study by the Angus Reid Institute shows a majority of Canadians oppose their country joining Trump's Golden Dome missile defense system as part of any trade agreement. 57% of Canadians say they oppose joining the Golden Dome missile defense system, which would cost roughly $100 billion Canadian dollar. Just 23% of Canadians, almost all of whom vote Conservative, say they support the idea. Currently, Canada sources 75% of military weapons and tools from the US, but has looked to diversify given the threats from the Trump administration. Canada opposes President Donald Trump's Golden Dome missile defense system mainly due to a politically unacceptable condition: that Canada must become the 51st US state to gain free access. Additionally, many Canadians, including peace activists, see participation in the Golden Dome as an expensive, provocative move that could intensify global tensions and fuel a space arms race. On top of that, Canada already collaborates with the US through NORAD and is modernizing continental defense on its own terms, emphasizing mutual respect and sovereignty in any security dialogue. The Golden Dome proposal and the linked political ultimatum challenge these principles and threaten to undermine Canada's established policies and national identity, making the opposition both a stance on sovereignty and a strategic decision grounded in public consensus and long-term security planning.